this is Greg from Paradise Lost and you're watching Impact Channel.
Greetings everyone, our guest today is Greg Mackintosh from Paradise Lost and Strigoi. Hello.
Hi.
Nice to see you again.
Yep, nice to see you.
So how are you? How is the tour going so far in the summertime?
Well, it's mainly a lot of festivals,
yes.
But there has been a touring amongst it. We did a King Diamond tour that was part of it, so I don't know how many we did with King Diamond, maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 shows, 14 shows, something like that, and the rest have been festivals, you know, so but it's been good, yeah.
Today I heard your newest single, Tyrant Serenade, yes.
Oh, okay.
So far it's my favorite from the new album.
Oh, right, I had no idea it was out yet, so, yeah.
How would you describe the new CD?
I'd say it's not as immediate as Obsidian, i.e. I mean, I don't think there's really any pop type tracks on there, not really. It's kind of more dense, it's a little bit more guitar orientated, you know, guitar melodies and riffs, you know, so it's, I think the re-recording of Icon affected the songwriting a little bit, so you can hear that on maybe 3 or 4 songs. So yeah, it's more metal than the one before, probably, you know.
Talking about Icon, there was one song I was missing actually from that re-recorded version. It was Sweetness. Was it intentionally off the CD?
Well, it wasn't on the original version of Icon.
I know it was a Seal the Sense EP.
It was Seal the Sense, so yeah, we didn't do any recordings. It was just for Icon. Because Icon is the only thing that we don't, I believe that we don't have the rights to anymore. It's weird, it's Sony on it, I think, you know, and the artwork, so we can't even use the artwork, so that's why the whole thing happened, you know.
And some of the songs that you re-recorded had a bit different rearrangements than the previous ones before. For example, Dying Freedom used to have this gothic ending, remember? And in the new version it was mostly just Steven playing the bass.
Oh, okay, right.
So was it also intentionally like that, or?
No, we kind of, what we did was we kind of made it a little bit more, I guess, how we would play the songs live,
okay.
Sounding, you know, rather than a studio album, because the point to doing the re-recording wasn't to try and compete or replace the original. It was a gateway. It's like, if you like this, go and listen to what it should be, the original, the one from 93, 94, you know, that's actually what you should be listening to, but that was the gateway. That's the way to advertise it, you know.
Okay. And how does the songwriting process work? Do you come up with a melody, or you come up with some guitar riffs first and you're jamming on it?
It depends on the song, it depends on the album, it depends on the time. A lot of songs on this record, this new record, started in different ways. There's a song that started as an acoustic guitar part, just strumming an acoustic. Another one was piano, another one was... I mean, I have to say, you know, the song Serpent on the Cross, which was the last single before this one, that started as me humming into a microphone. So I was literally singing a singing line into a microphone, and then I was like, should this be a vocal line or should it be a guitar line? And then I played it to Nick and he said, oh, it sounds more like a guitar line, and that became the main hook of the song, you know. So yeah, it can start in all kinds of different ways.
And what makes you feel like when you're listening to your own songs or when you're performing them live?
Well, when we initially write them and record them, it has to give you a special feeling, or we don't use them. For instance, about 3 years ago, I had half an album written and then scrapped it all, got rid of it all, stopped writing for about a year and then started again last year. And now it's this, and that's because it wasn't giving me that feeling that I want. And it's like, I guess, it's got to give you kind of a, I guess, tingle. You know, it's got to give you a special feeling, and it's also got to transport you somewhere. Because our music is escapism. It's not political, it's not about the here and now particularly. It's to transport you somewhere else, you know, and think about something else. So So yeah, it has to transport you somewhere, really.
And do you get the same feeling when you're listening to Vallenfyre and Strigoi, or when you're writing the songs?
Initially, yeah, initially. That's kind of the whole point. With Valenfire, it was more about, I guess, going back to the old school sound. But with Strigoi, it was a similar thing, embodying a feeling, but the feeling was dread. With Strigoi, it's dread, foreboding, horror, something like that. But with Paradise Lost, it's much more nuanced. It's like sadness and regret and grief, maybe, things like that, you know.
You also had this other project with Nick Host. Do you plan to continue it?
Possibly, I don't know. It was something that was initially a solo project. I was just in it as a solo thing during the lockdown period, you know, and then it became boring to do on my own. So I said to Nick, "Do you want to get involved?" And he did, and it became a thing. And we weren't even going to release it. It was because a friend of ours heard it and said, "Oh, you should send it to the label." So then it got released, and I don't know. It depends on the inspiration. If you feel inspired to do something, you do something, you know.
And do you have any plans to resurrect Valenfire maybe in the near future?
No, no. It was started because of the death of my father, and it ended more or less exactly at the same time as my mother died, and I see it as it's a period in time. You know, if you want to go back and listen to that, it's of that time.
After you wrote that album, what did you feel when you heard the whole CD? Because it's a really deep album, the lyrics, the music.
Yeah.
Was it like
some of it's hard to listen to.
I guess, imagine.
The song Seeds is very hard to listen to.
But was it like a purification for you? Or?
Kind of. It was venting. It was getting it all out, you know, which I wasn't sure I wanted to do at first, but then it was like, what's the point in keeping it all in? You know, you might as well vent it. So yeah. I mean, some songs aren't necessarily too deep into that subject, but a few songs are Seeds, Splinters, songs like that are pretty raw, you know.
Strigoi's last album was released in 2022, if I remember well, and it was, by the way, my favorite album of that year.
Oh, right, okay.
What's the plan with the band?
There is no plan. It's an open-ended thing. We'll come back to it when we feel inspired to it. It's the same with anything. It's the same with the host thing, you know. It's when you get inspiration, if you're not inspired, there's no point doing it, because no one else wants to listen to uninspired music. So if something feels right, if some writing feels good, then we'll do something else. You know?
You're a father of two, if I...
Yeah, that's right.
What are the values that you wanted to pass to your children?
Manners is a big one. I'm very kind of old-fashioned in that respect. So, like, please, thank you. I know it sounds weird because you know, of the background that I come from wasn't really, you know, musically, but I was brought up that way. And my kids' manners, I guess, right and wrong, whatever that is, because, you know, people have different opinions on what that is, but for me it's treating the doorman the same as you would treat the CEO, you know, like just, and they're both are like that. They're both very, and I have 2 grandchildren now, and they're both exactly the same. Like,
congratulations.
They say please may I when they want, if they want something, you know, so it's a good thing, you know. And I never swore in front of my children ever. My parents never swore in front of me either, so.
I never heard you cursing, actually.
No, I don't often.
On the stage maybe once or twice? When
When I was in Valenfire,
yeah.
That was drinking, but I gave up drinking 4 years ago, so nearly 4 years ago.
Okay. Nick returned to the harsh vocals around 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Before that, have you thought about maybe singing some old Paradise Lost songs on the stage? You know, with the old songs I'm talking about?
No. You mean what? You mean with Nick doing the...
If, let's say, Nick decided not to return to the harsh vocals, would you have been up for it, you know, to do it?
Oh. I don't think I could play guitar and sing at the same time well enough, because I think that's something you do when you learn. If you learn to sing at the same time as you play guitar, it's much easier, but I didn't. So it's kind of, the timings are weird. Some stuff I probably could do, some stuff I couldn't, but nah, it's not something that's part of Paradise Lost, really, you know.
You have performed Draconian Times and Gothic entirely before. Is there any other Paradise Lost album that you would like to perform? From the first song to the last one.
I mean, before we did them, I didn't like the idea of doing any album back to front. I thought, what's the point? Because when you write an album, some songs are meant to be more for headphones for a studio, you know, like not meant to be played live. Not all of it's meant to be played live. So, yeah, I wasn't a fan of doing that kind of thing at first, but when we did it, I kind of understood it more from a fan perspective, you know. So in that respect, we did Gothic once. We did Gothic at Roadburn Festival.
Yep.
It'd be interesting to do the Host album, just because, you know.
Which one, sorry?
The Host album.
Okay.
Because it was so controversial. But as far as the others go, I mean, no, because I mean, there's some songs I like, some songs I'm not so keen on, some of the old stuff. So, in its entirety, I don't know. Maybe the Host record.
It's funny because I was like 14 years old when the album came out, and I was so pissed. I remember the band, and now it's in my top 5 Paradise Lost albums. And I heard some people also said that it's their, how do they say it, like their dirty secret or something, that they like the album.
Yeah, well, there was something interesting about it, because at the time we were completely, as we expected, the scene didn't like it. But about, I guess it's about 10 years ago, maybe more. It was one of Valenfire's last shows. We were playing in Norway somewhere, Bergen, at a festival, and a couple of real old school black metal guys came up to me, and I thought they were going to say something about Strigoi, and they said, "Oh no, we really love the Host album," and I was like, "So it's come full circle now. So you're kind of allowed to like it now, or what? I don't know. Maybe it's because the Dungeon Synth thing happened since then, and it's like things are less taboo and things are less separated than they used to be, you know. I don't know, but it's nice that something's appreciated even if it's after the fact, you know.
And what are your favorite Paradise Lost albums by decade?
Jesus, by decade, well, the 80s would be our second demo. I think that's better than the first record. Frozen Illusion demo, I think still holds up. I actually like Shades of God album better than I do Icon or Draconian Times. I think I like the Host album. I don't know, that's still 90s though, isn't it?
1999, I believe.
Yeah, I think Shades of God album's my favourite from the 90s. It's only because I really like underdog things. I like cheering for the underdog. Shades of God album falls between the Gothic album and the Icon album, so no one ever talks about it. So I kind of cheer for that one. 2000 to 2010, I'd say Faith Divides Us, Death Unites Us, because it's kind of I see it as a bit of a not symphonic, that's a horrible word, like a very, almost film soundtrack-esque type album, which I really like.
It does sound kind of monumental.
Yeah, and so that's, but you know, I mean, you can't do those things twice because they are their own thing. So yeah, that one from then, 2010 to 2020, maybe Plague Within, because it's got Beneath Broken Earth on it, and I love that song. So, and then now I'd have to say the new one because it's new, you know. So
looking forward to hear that.
Yeah.
If you had a chance to pick the bands for a Paradise Lost tribute album, who would you like to hear to cover your songs?
Dead Can Dance and do some interesting stuff, I think. The original Celtic Frost, well, not the original, but the trio, the power trio.
Yeah.
Maybe Candlemass, maybe Typo Negative. You know, some of our contemporaries, Trouble, you know.
How would you imagine a special gig for Paradise Lost? Something that's like a dream venue or dream gig with Paradise Lost?
Dream gig. That was pretty special, that one in Bulgaria. I mean, the setting was amazing.
Yeah. Was it in Plovdiv, if I remember?
Yeah, it was. I don't know how you could top that, really. I don't know. I mean, I would love to do something in like the far north of Norway in a fjord, you know, like, because I love all Scandinavian countryside. And somewhere up there would be good. Maybe Scottish Highlands, something like that.
If you can play with mittens on the guitar.
Yeah, you'd have to have something like that. Yeah.
I think it was Anathema who played in a planetarium in Hungary like 10 or 15 years ago.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah.
Would you compose a soundtrack if you had a chance?
Would I? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'd love to. It's one of the things I always wanted to get into, actually. But it's a difficult thing to get into. I've just about 6 months ago, I composed a song for a Hollywood film, but that's not out yet. It's coming out, I don't know, later this year or early next year or something. So I have done one, but I would like to do more. Yeah.
Can you share any information about that movie, or it's?
Yeah, it's called
secret?
Beach Town Maidens, and it's. I guess I don't know if there's a trailer yet. I'm not sure, but it's. Yeah, I keep getting sent little pieces, edits and things like that. So it's. So it should be out probably next year. I would have thought.
If Paradise Lost music was a soundtrack for any kind of artwork, or any kind of exhibition or whatsoever, movie or painting, what do you imagine for that? Misty
northern hillsidey type, autumn wintry type things. I was thinking The Name of the Rose summed us up. Do you know the Umberto Eco book or the film with Sean Connery? In the Name of the Rose? Do you know it?
Not sure if I know that.
It's like, I think it's 12th century monks in a cathedral whodunit type thing, but it's just the atmosphere of it's really great, and the book is great as well. So that would be a good one.
And how would you express yourself if there was no music in your life?
Oh God, that's a tough one. Well, what I first did was art. That's what I enjoyed doing most. So probably that, but I don't know if I'd be any good anymore.
If you could pick any other instrument to learn to play, which one would it be? Because you play the guitar, you play the piano or synthesizer.
Probably cello. Cello is a very emotive instrument. I like hearing it on its own, bare with nothing on it, so it's a good one to learn, I guess.
And what would you like to accomplish the most as an artist?
I think usually when you're a musician or whatever, you usually think how you're going to be remembered rather than what you want to achieve. So, because we've done most things that I ever wanted to do from when we began, which is playing with people who you admire and meeting them. Like we played many times we played with Ozzy and Black Sabbath. We played with toured with Sisters of Mercy. The only people we haven't is Dead Can Dance that I would really like to play with. We played with Trouble earlier this year in America. Type 1 Negative many times. But to be remembered is to be remembered by just being a decent songwriter, I guess. Yeah.
By the way, did you go to this Back to the Beginning concert in Birmingham?
No, we were away. I'm not sure I would have been able to go to it anyway, but we were at a festival somewhere. But I watched a lot of the live stream stuff.
How did you like it?
I thought it was pretty terrible, most of it. The live stream. But I heard from people, I know a couple of people who went and they said it was amazing when you were there. And I think the live stream, something was wrong with it. I heard afterwards that the bit rate was wrong or something, so a lot of things sounded out of tune, which they weren't when you were there. So
I remember when, for example, Mastodon performed Supernaut, the microphone was off or something, so the drummer couldn't, he was singing, but no one could hear that.
I think they were throwing bands up really fast.
Yeah.
Like they had 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get on. So there was technical issues, but yeah, I mean, I thought some of it was really good, but you could tell who'd had sound checks and who hadn't,
How would you describe the legacy of Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne?
Well, it's untouchable, isn't it? It's one of the greats ever. So, and they invented a genre pretty much. I mean, there were others around at the same time who were doing similar, but I think the way they did it pretty much. I mean, the song Black Sabbath, first song they ever, of the first album, is pretty much still one of the best heavy metal songs ever. So Yeah, they kind of invented the whole thing and set it up for everybody else. So, yeah, and the legacy. I mean, Ozzy dying straight after his goodbye thing is kind of who gets to do that? That's amazing in itself. You know.
What does art mean to you?
It's emotive. It's something that conjures a feeling, or transports you somewhere else. You know, you could be bedridden, you could be 90 years old, you could be whatever, but certain music or artwork or film or whatever can take you to a different place in your head, and that's what it does for me. So,
beside music, what is your favorite form of art?
I really don't have a favourite because I love film, photography, books, art, paintings. I love all of it. You know, it depends on who's done it, obviously, but yeah, big fan of all of it.
Who are your favourite writers?
Writers, I like Umberto Eco for the reasons that I said. One of the books that I really got into when I first started reading, I went through a period of reading more modern literature, and it isn't that modern, but it's from 1950s, I think. Richard E. Matheson, I Am Legend. It's a great book. They've never done a good film of it yet, I don't think. They've tried a few times. It's hard off the top of your head to think of people. I actually like some of Bill Bryson's books as well. Just interesting. I like facts stuff as well. You know, I like to know facts about things. I'm obsessed with animal facts and facts about why do we have knives and forks, or salt and pepper, or just anything factual. You know, I like all that stuff as well.
If you could summon a historical person for a chat, who would you pick and why?
I don't know. I'm interested in more ancient history than recent history, so it'd have to be like one of the old pharaohs or something like that, just to, you know, one of the old. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to talk to them, would I? That's the only thing, because it'd be a different language. But yeah, it'd have to be one of those old tribes from around the world, you know, wherever they were. Because I just fascinated. I just watched a documentary on Neanderthals. That was fascinating. They had funerals. They looked after their elderly. They dressed wounds. So they weren't how we think of Neanderthals. You know, and they were successful for 300,000 years. You know, we've only been around for 100,000 or something. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm interested in ancient stuff like that. Yeah.
And maybe a mythical creature?
Huh? A mythical. The original angels, seraphim, and all that. That mythical stuff's pretty interesting.
Would you go for a time travel if you had a chance?
Oh yeah, I'd love to.
Where would you like to go?
First, I'd go for selfish reasons. I'd go back and see dead loved ones before they died. You know, people who you didn't get to say goodbye to, maybe. And then I'd go through time and see whether certain things were true. Be it, for instance, be on the hill when JFK was shot. Be on the hills where Christ was supposedly crucified. See if that all happened. You know, all those things, just events that we think are amazing events that maybe they were just nothing. You know.
Do you have a funny tour story to share with us?
Tour story, one that I can tell. Most of them you can't.
Can I ask one question? I heard that when you played in Hungary around the early 90s, there was one girl who went to the dressing room and cut a piece of your hair.
That's true, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she just came in the dressing room, she just got some scissors out. I was like, what? And she just left the dressing room. Don't know what it was about, no idea. Still no idea. Not really anything I can tell you, because it's all stuff that could get you arrested. Probably, you know. These days, I don't know.
Last few questions. Please name your 5 favorite albums of all time. Everyone's favorite.
Yeah. Epicus, Doomicus, Metallicus, Candlemas, Megatherion, Celtic Frost. Within the Realms of the Dying Sun, Dead Can Dance. Psalm 9 by Trouble. Jesus Christ Superstar music from the motion picture.
What's the meaning of life?
Well, it meant, from my perspective, to try and understand some things before you die. Just try and make sense of some things, but I don't think most people do.
Do you have any last words to your fans?
Not really. Check out the new single, because I didn't even know it was out. So
It is.
right, okay. Apparently, new single's out today, Nick.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know until he just told me. So.
Yeah. Any time now, I think.
Right, okay. No, he said he's heard it. So.
No, it's out, yeah, big off yours, yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for the interview.
You're welcome. No problem. No problem.